And now we have a release date and more information on the Season 7 premiere. Yes, last week, Starz finally gave us a solid release date of June 16th, that's a Friday, and announced the upcoming season will in fact be split. Although we've debated back and forth on that point, it seems a good plan for the extra long season. So the good news is we will be getting the first half at the beginning of the summer, which selfishly could make my plans of a weekly review tricky, but in all likelihood the second half of the season won't pop up until 2024, which seems like bad news because who wants to wait that long? However, with the extension there is more time for the filming of season 8 as well as more time to develop the prequel, which all in all could give us more reasonable waits between new shows and seasons while we enjoy nearly yearly Outlander universe tales. Hi and welcome back to Katie's Corner in Space and yet another week of Outlander survival, and wow, we are now up to 47 weeks. I want to thank everyone for their understanding of the late weekly update. I've been dragging a bit of a spring cold, I think, after a busy week, and so the schedule got a little wacky. But I've still got more bonus anniversary videos coming, so excuse me for the random releases and subscribe for those new fun tidbits I love to dig up and share. Speaking of which, it's no surprise this incredible series of books and the television show has inspired fans to travel to the markers and historical sites discussed in the story. And while it is fantastic to see people inspired to learn more about history and take an appreciation in the sacrifice made by those who lost their lives in battle, the problem is these excursions have caused real damage to the very places preserved for appreciation. In recent years, the Fraser clan marker at Culloden has been closed off twice, once in 2018 and 19, and now once again to try and give the site some time to recover from the many footfalls of fans who often leave small tributes such as James Fraser cutouts. Because of all of this, National Trust for Scotland are re-evaluating the entry fees to some such sites, taking in account the additional traffic and the added maintenance that comes with it. While it really does gladden my heart people have become more interested in our collective past, there has to come with it an amount of reverence for the sites, more care by fans, or some sort of limit as to visitor numbers per day. Because if we cannot find a way today to maintain these places, then we lose something of our past we can never truly regain. So if you visit, take care and maybe just bring a really good zoom lens rather than a selfie stick. And if we're talking pictures worth posting, it must be time to catch up with some social network posts, and I have to start with the birthday of our new Rachel Hunter, Izzy. A very warm welcome to the Outlander family, and I do hope she had a wonderful birthday. Now, Duncan spent the week in Sweden and was very generous with his video and image sharing, though he did have some trouble writing and there were a few mishaps. But it looks as though all turned out well and he had a wonderful time. I mean, how could he not with such beautiful scenery? And another favorite alum, Graham, took to Instagram to make a surprise announcement.
Oh, hello. Now, I am here to tell you that the convention that I thought I wasn't going to be able to do in Prague, I am actually be able to do it, yes. So I'm going to be there on Sunday, the 16th of April, in Prague for their wonderful convention. Now, if you've never been to Prague, I urge you to immediately stop what you're doing, get in your car, drive to the airport, and fly there immediately. You won't be disappointed. It's simply one of the most beautiful cities in the world. So, Prague in spring, I'll be there 16th of April, and I will see you there.
Now on to our man Sam, who would just like us to have a whiskey. I'm sure he'd prefer we had a Sassenach whiskey, but honestly, he doesn't seem to be insistent on that point. Sophie is out enjoying some writing, relaxing with her pooch, and celebrating the announcement of Outlander's premiere date release with us. While Charlie is showing off his strength with a short but impressive lift workout. Personally, I'm impressed with his ability to stand back up after letting go, because I'm old. Moving right along, I've really been enjoying digging up and listening to interviews lately and completely forgot about this one last year with Diana and Edinburgh International Book Festival. Of course, some of the same familiar stories popped up, such as her inspiration for Jamie and her experiences writing her first novel. However, one of the tidbits I really enjoyed has to do with her previous writing experience. Writing comics for Disney. But what really got me was who she turned down after Disney Comics shut down.
Well, you say that, but I believe you were offered Marvel were interested in your writing for them.
Well, yes, they were. It's either Marvel or DC. Yes, they did at one point write to me to ask if I would be interested in writing for them, and I said no. I said I have no problem whatever in feeling that Donald Duck is real, but I don't feel that way about Superman.
Rather she can recall who or not, I'm impressed as a DC fan and a longtime Spider-Man fan as well. She had a wonderful anecdote explaining once again why we adore the men in their kilts, and the result was quite funny.
And on top of it was a post-it note from the German publisher. I can read German, but very slowly. It said, I don't know what you told this man, but I think he is in love with you.
Of course, she spent some time talking about her latest release, Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone. But chatter turned to the 10th and final book.
I think you've indicated that book 10 might be the last one.
Well, I don't know.
That's
well,
good
I mean,
news.
every time I write a book, I think it's the last one, and I've not been right so far, so I can't say for sure.
Oh, come on, Diane, really? And there was a tease of a possible Master Raymond book as well, which I would love.
And you've mooted the fact that you might one day write a book about Master Raymond.
I have small pieces of his book that just pop to the surface every once in a while, and I write them down.
Probably my favorite bit in this interview is how she inserted Gaelic into her books. You all know how I do try to get these pronunciations at least close, and often fail, so it was heartwarming to know Diana had a similar issue when writing her Scotch Gaelic scenes of her books, and after using a dictionary for the first 2 books, got some assistance.
I got a nice letter from a gentleman named Ian McKinnon Taylor. I am a Gaelic speaker. I hesitate to criticize, but I think you must be getting your Gaelic from a dictionary. I feel hesitant about offering my expertise, so to speak, but I would be more than happy to translate Gaelic for you. And I wrote back and said, where have you been all my life, Mr. Taylor? And,
There is so much more with this interview, so I highly recommend a watch because there are some good parts Diana hasn't repeated, and at one point she becomes quite emotional. But I'm not going to tell you why. You'll have to watch. Once again, we have reached the end of another update, and once again, I thank each of you for your patience as we wind up this month of extras and my wacky real life. Last week, grandkid number 2's first birthday and kid number 4's spring vacation. This Saturday is an early grandbaby 3 baby shower as my daughter number 2 is moving too far for me to get to the party in the summer. And then also take another trip to see her after the baby comes. However, each week coming up gets a little more normal right up until my youngest summer vacation starts. So subscribe and keep an eye out for the next bonus video. And until then, catch up on anything you may have missed here, and we'll see you there.